In the beginning of movie we see that many of the company's workers had come to the sea to do drilling, that is, to dig to find something in the sea. They were going home after hard work. But then Rick's manager Magnus gets a call from the head of the company, who tells him that the helicopters that were coming to pick you up are going somewhere else due to an emergency. Rick means a place in the middle of the sea, which has a lot of ships. Now when Magnus asks when my workers will come to pick me up, the call gets disconnected. Then the whole communication system of the place also gets disconnected, through which they can contact anyone. Because of which the doctor who was calling home, call gets cut and the radio system of the electrician named Fulmer gets disconnected. Magnus calls a meeting in which says that the helicopters are not coming to pick us up at the moment, because of which all those people get very worried. One of them, the old man, asks again and again that why are the helicopters not coming? Now suddenly all the lights also turn off. Fulmer sees that for now a few lights are running from the generator, and the pressure of Rick's main EC is also quite good, but if the pressure increases, then everyone will die. When Fulmer contacts ship, finds out that the same problem is happening there. Now Rick starts shaking badly, main EC catches fire. Now the female worker of the company, who is a scientist, does not want to shut down the system, target has not been achieved yet. But Magnus tells worker that there is no work there, people's lives are important, so all the systems should be shut down immediately. Once again Rick shakes, and now the whole place is filled with thick fog. Now one of the workers suspects that we have not drilled too deep in the sea, that is, we have not dug deep, because of which the earthquake is shaking. But the scientist says that no, nothing like that happens, after which Magnus sends Fulmer and a not worker, base, up to check the communication system. When was working, sees a dead bird there. Magnus and the old man were standing down and waiting for him to come, that's when base comes down from above and falls. Then the scientist and the doctor quickly take the medical kit and reach him, so that if he's injured, they can treat him. Fulmer also comes down and tells that was standing behind me, but I don't know what happened, suddenly fell, but the old man does not believe what says. Because base's clip rope was open, from which fell. The doctor also brings base to the medical room and tries to cure him, but later tells that without the surgery room and equipment, cannot be cured. The scientist shows Magnus that there is no pressure in the pipes at all, and T is the condition of all the rigs in T area. In the meantime, base comes to senses and begins to think, in which sees that two parts of the sea are happening. The old man secretly picks up the company's secret file from Magnus' office, which sees and gets angry. He gets all the workers and tells them that the company was lying to us. In the meantime, Magnus also comes from which has to admit that yes, is telling the truth. The company is banning T project, because of which very soon all your jobs are going to go. Just now was telling all that, at that time did not know from us, the ash began to fall, which was very strange. Because there was no volcano nearby, which was not a volcano, then base also comes which was looking very strange. He tells that it has been a long time now, the destruction has begun, says so and falls. Then later when comes to senses, did not remember anything that I had fallen from above or I had talked about destruction. He just says that when I was up, I saw something in the fog, after which a strange kind of sound started coming in my mind. Unable to listen to him, the doctor starts taking blood as a sample, because of which gets angry. He says that you people ignored my warning and did not do well, and now a big wave is coming. But as soon as the doctor puts him to sleep and tells the scientist that it is surprising that wounds are healing on their own. After death, when base wakes up, looks at arms that there is something shiny there and it is healing wounds. Everyone sees that their ship is trying to contact them, but it is moving forward in the wrong place. To see the message, Magnus sends a worker, then it is found that the ship is asking for help from them. Magnus tells the filmer to send him signals through the lights and find out what knows about T eruption. The old man was locked in the room, because of which was going crazy in anger, continuously trying to break the door. In the medical room, Base sees that wounds have healed. When looks at himself in the mirror, thinks that rig is being destroyed. He then comes out of E and comes to the room and wears the worker's clothes. Now has a severe headache and sleeping tooth breaks and comes out. Seeing RA, the scientist says that I am not feeling well. I am investigating T, so until then everyone stay inside, do not go out. The filmer comes and tells them that the communication system of our ship has also been broken. And if you wait for the morning, it will crash into something and be destroyed. We have to burn these lights. On which the scientist says that because of the company contract, we cannot do it, otherwise we can also be prosecuted. On which Magnus says, but we cannot lose so many lives in the name of the contract. So filmer, you burn all the lights. Now Base starts doing strange things. He starts making a round diary on the window. When the worker asks about it, tells that I have a severe headache and I am so tired that I have started thinking that I should have died in that incident. As soon as the room's light was flickering, Base again thought of something that was so scary that tea time ran away from me. The old man had also broken the window and left. A worker steals and drinks alcohol. As soon as goes to take a bath, whole body starts aching. He vomits, and the darkness of tattoo also starts coming out of body. But after a while, when the doctor's companion comes there and sees, had died by then. When the scientist also sees him, does not understand why died. But when a worker shows him the gold of Base, understands that all the useless things are coming out of body. Then when filmer goes out with companion to check the ship, the old man was already there. Who comes inside and closes the door. Filmer's hands get injured during work. And now that path also stops falling. The old man comes inside and goes to the control room and sends a signal of help through the lights. Because of which ship is now coming at full speed. Seeing T, filmer, and companion try to go inside, but the door was closed. That's why filmer starts screaming. Hearing the voice, Magnus and the doctor's companion come there, open the door and go and stop the old man. When Magnus explains that instead of lying down, send a message in the ship that is going the wrong way. In the meantime, a worker goes to Base through the lights, who was standing outside. He tells him to come inside, but Base refuses him, saying that I want to see the creature of water that is doing all tea. Now as the worker goes to him, grabs neck and pulls out the water from mouth. Now a worker comes and tells him that because of the change in the side of the ship, a very large layer is coming T way. So come inside quickly. Hearing T, Base leaves him there and runs inside alone. Magnus comes and tries to bring that worker to senses, but was dead. When the scientist puts blood on the ash, it is found that there are some small animals in the ash, which are insects. She then calls Magnus and the doctor and tells them that by examining the ash, it has been found that there are some animals in it, which are insects. Which are in search of such a person whose body they could not protect and included him with them. Whoever's body they enter, it quickly cures wounds, because a strong body is needed to spread those insects. That's why we have to stay away from the ash, and like Base, all the people who have wounds in their bodies will have to be protected. Hearing T, Magnus says that I don't feel anything right in Base. Do T, take samples of everyone's blood, which we will mix with Base's blood and see. Now slowly the smoke starts to go away, and the nearby river is completely destroyed. Base was looking at the scientist's research papers, but as soon as the smoke comes there, gets angry. In the meantime, the scientist comes and sees that Base has taken blood sample. As soon as asks for the sample, steals it and runs away from which means can't do the testing. Because of it, Magnus says, let's do T, check the other injured people. After which calls a meeting, in which tells everyone that from now on we will work in 2 teams. One team will check the whole rig well, and the other team will find Base. Through research, the scientist finds out that these small insects are of the dinosaur era, whose extinction was with the dinosaurs. But it seems that because of drilling in the river, they have come back to life. Base throws blood sample into the water, and now all wounds were completely cured. To test, puts hand in the water tank, due to which all the water is filled with small insects. But as soon as Base's companion comes there, hides quickly. As soon as friend sees those small insects in the water, starts calling out to the rest. But Base attacks him and runs away from E. Then two workers come and pick him up and see that instead of those small insects, plants have grown. Now Base's friend's tooth is also starting to come out, which means that is also now infected. It means that whatever was E, it had also come under influence. He was so scared because of T that kills a worker and runs away from E. When the companion of the doctor comes down, sees that Base is growing plants E. After which tells that I have come to know from a very old memory that the creatures of T place are being killed. And if they are not saved, then they will not be able to survive. In the meantime, Base's friend also comes E and agrees with him. But now as the old man comes there, they both run away from there. Fulmer Latu is fine, but had forgotten the fire of the main issue. He had to put fire in it again, otherwise it would be destroyed. Due to which the destruction of the rig is also confirmed, but all the control of that main part is in the lower part. But if you go there, you can spread the infection because it is a shiny thing and small insects are there. Because of T, someone will have to go up and put fire in the main part. Then a worker takes care of all the control himself and sends Fulmer to the main part. He moves forward and puts a very good aim and puts fire in the main part. But Fulmer himself was very injured, after which immediately brought to the medical room. In the lower part, Base was, thoughts are getting more and more terrible. He sees that if these small insects have to be saved, then the whole rig's system will have to be shut down. Fulmer gets well again and starts research. But unknowingly or unknowingly, makes the same round circle on the copy as Base had made. Magnus calls everyone to the control room. Because Base, who is in the control room below, all the safety of the rig is being lost. Due to which the pressure was increasing more than the limit. Now they send a camera device in the water and see that due to the earthquake, a lot of round circles are being made on the ground. Which reminds Fulmer of drawing. Now, because of T, a worker goes down to the control room area and stops the system to end T safety. Due to which Base's plan was failed. He gets very angry. He starts hacking the direct system from the computer again. But an alarm goes off there. Due to which not able to succeed in plan. A message goes to a worker, from which it is found that the communication system has been repaired. Magnus also immediately messages the guard to ask for help. While Fulmer tries to find out about those round circles. When the doctor was talking to Sister, then the earthquake starts moving towards the ground. Due to which the signals as well as the internet stop working to a large extent. Due to which the guard could not get the message of Magnus, which was sent to help him. With the help of the strength of those small insects, Base tries to contact Fulmer's body. Due to which wounds start increasing. Along with Base's voice starts coming in Fulmer's mind. That's why goes to the bathroom to see wounds. Now, while looking for him, the scientist also comes Seeing Fulmer is shocked. Because for a moment saw the shadow of Base in the mirror. He tells the scientist about all which was happening to him. On which gives him relief. Now Fulmer remembers that when Base is calling him, goes away. After a while, the scientist comes to see him, does not find him, but finds a knot left behind. Now when the scientist and the doctor see that Fulmer is going to the lower part, they also follow him. Now those shiny things and small insects do not bite the doctor, but start roaming around him. Seeing which the scientist takes him away from On the rig, all the people were very happy. Because a ship was coming towards them from a nearby rig. After coming to the ship, the scientist meets the senior, who used to work in the research lab. As soon as comes, the senior goes straight to the control room. The doctor checks the rest of the people coming that if there is any injury. One worker was very surprised to see that my companion has also come in the same ship. Now that senior tells that due to high pressure, my rig was torn. The scientist asks him why was sent to T-rig, for which does not answer. Now that newcomer worker tells that when T senior came in our rig, he sent a lot of tools to the seabed. Because was not removing the oil, but was sending something else down with the tools. After which the fog came and people started disappearing. But the senior was still normal. Looking at him, it seemed as if wanted. He did not care about increasing the pressure at all. In fact, sent the tool and what wanted to test, just paid attention to it. Because of which our entire rig was destroyed. But before the rig was destroyed, deleted all the data of test. The company was also mailing him and the company, which meant that knew all T from the beginning. And the company had deliberately sent him E. Looking at the research of the doctor scientist, it is said that T circle is the recognition of 5 different things. And the 5th circle is of destruction, which is spreading, which means we are going to die very soon. The senior tells that the infected people in my rig had set fire to the oil well, so that all these deadly insects are killed. He then says that I want to send some people to the main part. But Magnus refuses, saying that no, I can't put my people in danger. Fulmer also meets Baz and companion. Baz tells that these insects will soon spread throughout my body. The senior tells that to stop Baz, we will have to take carbon dioxide in the ventilation system, which is below, Baz is. And carbon dioxide, we will take through the puffier cylinders. Then when the senior brings the cylinders, a worker doubts. Because it was written in it that in addition to carbon dioxide, something else has also been added to it. He then takes the cylinders with him to the lower part Baz is. In addition, they also connect the cylinders connection to the ventilation system. They see Baz's friend E, who was in a bad condition because vomits blood. From which they understand that is dying E due to the high carbon dioxide. The plants are also dying because of T. And T was the senior's plan. That's why the old man and a not worker run away from T, but one worker stays there with Baz's friend. Fulmer then tries to shut down the ventilation system. But and Baz both faint. The doctor sees that after the two of them came out, the senior closed all the doors of the lower part. Because of T, the companion who had stopped because of Baz's friend was stuck inside. Condition gets so bad that dies. Now everyone comes and asks the senior that although it was dangerous to do T, then why did you mix carbon dioxide in the ventilation system? Then says that T is not a danger, but it is a way to stay alive. To shut down the ventilation system, the scientist goes to the lower part Fulmer was also lying unconscious. She tries to bring him to consciousness, but does not come. But now as soon as puts hand on the plants, Fulmer's eyes open. She came to consciousness. After which they both leave E. Baz's eyes were also open. She also came to consciousness. And now that 5th circle was also closed. Neha Valker tells that the senior increased the test tube to the maximum. So that the rig gets destroyed and all these small insects get killed. After which the senior came with us through a small boat and left many people to die there. Then when Magnus talks to the senior about it, says that T is the policy of my company. That no matter what happens, we will not leave drilling. So that's why the company has sent me to kill those animals and insects. Because if they are not wiped out, they will spread all over the world. And to stay alive, we will have to kill all these infected people too. But the scientist does not agree with T at all. She says that Fulmer can give us a better suggestion than T. Baz feels that these insects are banning the system in my body. After which a not earthquake comes there. Fulmer tries to contact Baz. From which it is found that these animals, these insects are cleaning the entire sea. But a scientist says that the number of insects is very high, so attacking them will be of no use. We should talk to Baz only, can stop them. Because only can connect with these insects, can talk. After which when those three go to the lower part, Then Baz is crying there. That it is too late, I failed in my work. Everyone knew about the senior's intentions. That's why says to the new worker that if you support me, then I can save you and your companion from me. Now T-worker was suspicious that the senior should not destroy T-rig too. So turns on the microphone, because of which everyone on the speaker starts listening to the senior's talks. Now when the earthquake starts, the senior starts the system to destroy the rig. At the same time, the helicopters also came who started contacting them. But because the senior wants to survive alone, comes up. Seeing him, the doctor and companion follow him. While the new worker and companion tries to stop the explosion. He then goes and tells everyone that we have stopped the explosion, but there is going to be devastation, tsunami is going to come. We have to get out of soon. Before leaving, the old man hits the senior hard. Now the earthquake was increasing, so comes out of the lower part. But Baz decides to stop because wants to prove in front of these insects that there are some good people among humans. After which all the remaining people sit in the helicopter and finally fly away from there. But then a tsunami comes and takes the whole rig in its arms. Baz, who was alive, but is shining with those insects. Now tsunami goes towards the city and starts destroying there too. In which a lot of people are killed, with which the season ends here. Hope you like this.